Hello and a very warm welcome to the brand new edition of To The Point. I'm Kriti Mishra, and on today's show, my guest is Secretary General of Rajya Sabha, Mr. Desh Deepak Verma. Mr. Verma, welcome to Rajya Sabha Television and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So the monsoon session has come to a close. Certainly a historic one amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu also complimented the Secretariat for making this novel experiment that we had a huge success. How do you view the journey now?
Well, thank you very much. If I have to sum up in a very few words, I would say it was very challenging and an experience of lifetime. Nothing of this sort has happened has been witnessed in the Parliament by the parliamentarians, by the Secretariat, by the security, by anyone who have been concerned with the Parliament. So, totally new experience, very challenging, and I am happy that our officers could put up a show in which things passed off, at least from our perspective, without any interruptions and without any glitches. And thanks to the Honorable Chairman for not only for his guidance, for his kind words and his leadership, his directions from time to time.
So the Rajya Sabha Secretariat started functioning around 20th of April when people were not even stepping out of their houses. The scare of coronavirus was at its peak at that point in time. And then I remember the deliberation started. You held plethora of meetings. So it started with inspecting the places, Central Hall, Parliament, Vigyan Bhavan. Finally, the efforts have paid off.
Oh yes, I would say that in fact, that is what I called it as a learning experience, because we tried several options, and as you said that we were working from 23rd of April, and maybe that we had adopted to the new normal of life and new normal of Parliament functioning as the normal. So, the new normal has become our normal. That probably helped us in organizing this session, and we could succeed. So, I thank only God for this.
So, for the first time since 1952, India's parliamentary history, 6 multiple locations, including chamber of both the houses and galleries. How difficult was that task?
Yes, as I told you that to the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha for the first time, they were integrated, and the Rajya Sabha and both also the Lok Sabha, they got extended the horizontally and also vertically. So, the Lok Sabha chamber, the Lok Sabha gallery, the Rajya Sabha chamber, Rajya Sabha gallery all became part of one system, and the system was connected through the optical fiber systems, and the everything including the speech, including the simultaneous interpretation, including participation of the parliamentarians in the debates, in the voting, in the voice vote, everything was as if they were participating in one single location. So, that was in fact the challenge, and that was the achievement of this session.
I know there was this hotline communication also, but there were no moments of disturbance as such that we witnessed.
Yes, the hotline connections were made only as a last minute, suppose there are last minute problems. So, to overcome that we had this hotline connection, but mostly it was not required to be used, and the connection, the communication of the chairman to even to the members of the house. Many a times chairman instructed the member sitting in the other house that please sit, please speak, please stop, and everything was heard by them as if he was speaking from their chamber. So, even the hotline was not required. So, if the hotline was not required, that shows that everything was cool.
A preface of this session we also saw on 22nd of July when the oath was held for around 45 members. Then during the session also there was this oath taking for other members who had not subscribed. How meticulously the entire exercise was planned, because the house, the members were sitting there, the unidirectional movement to the uses of pen, everything was meticulously planned.
Yes, because we were very careful about because we are always in the gaze of not only the public, also in the gaze of your camera and many other cameras. So, we were very careful that at no point and at no moment there should be any violation of the social distancing norms. And also we were concerned about the health of the members who were participating, the members who were taking oath, and also of the employees who were to assist them in this process. So, we in fact did lots of rehearsals, and in fact, I am thankful to Honorable Chairman that he even participated in 2 of such rehearsals. He came, addressed some of our employees sitting as the MPs, and it was right up to the finer details that member spoke like the mock members. They spoke, the chairman directed them, then asked for a vote, and everything was pre-planned and rehearsed, and not once, not many a times. In fact, I also got this rehearsal done for also the members of the government, the parliamentary affairs minister, and also the leader of the opposition and other people. So, everybody became very comfortable with the system, because people initially were very apprehensive that how will this be function, whether we will be able to speak, whether we will be able to participate in the discussions, whether we will be able to listen to what other member is saying in the other house. So, all these problems and apprehensions were there, but when we did the rehearsal, they realized that the system which has been evolved is almost foolproof. It is almost as good as participating in the discussion from their own chamber. So, people were quite comfortable. Even people who used to go, who had to go to the galleries, they were initially thinking that it will be very uncomfortable for them. They were saying that while speaking, can we come down and speak from below, that is from the chamber, and many people were wanting this. But when actually it happened, people were participating with ease and convenience from the chambers, from the galleries, from the other house, and there was no problem at all. So, that way the technical team also did very well. The RSTV, the LSTV, the CPWD, all of them performed superbly. It was a brilliant performance which made this happen, and maybe this kind of experience will come very handy and in good stead for us when we organize the next session. Hopefully, that it may not be required by that time, that is what is my wish. But if it happens, if it is required for some reasons, the COVID necessitates that we have this arrangement, even then we will be able to do it again without any hassle, without any problem.
Absolutely, sir. And before we move ahead, thank you so much for complimenting us. I take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of entire RSTV family. But talking about the productivity of the session, now 10 sittings, 25 bills were passed, 6 were introduced, productivity of more than 100%.
Yes.
In the recent past, we have seen that this was one of the most productive sessions.
Yes, one advantage was that when this session was organized, we had told, and I am glad that the honorable members of the parliament appreciated that, and that is what reluctantly we have to sacrifice the question hour, that it was meant for some serious business, because there are some urgent business, said some 11 ordinances which had to be replaced by bills, and that work has to do. So, people came with this mindset that in this session we have to make the best out of the time that is available. So, that is why there was a productivity of 100.47% against the total time which was for the business was 38 hours and 30 minutes, and we actually worked for 38 hours 43 minutes. So, 3 hours and about 40 minutes which were lost because of any problem or disruption, that was more than made up for by sitting late and doing extra work, and therefore, the productivity was 100.47%, and I am very glad to share it with all of you all that this has been the trend for the last 3 sessions. The productivity has been very high, and if we include this session also, the productivity is around more than 99%.
Sir, why is it that we are seeing such productive sessions in contrast to the earlier sessions that we saw? What is the reason?
I think the more and more awareness among the public, and initially there was a perception that the members, if they disrupt the house and they get publicity and acceptance among the public. In my opinion, now the public is so perceptive and so well informed that they now judge the members who are participating in the debates with the kind of the participation, with the number of participation, with the quality of their participation, their performances. So, I think that message has gone down to everybody, and everybody thinks that when you are sitting there, your performance, your actions, your behavior is being watched by everybody, and now it is 24/7, 20 live telecast of the proceedings of the House. So, everybody is aware of that. So, I think that also is one reason why this is productivity is now being seen.
And Chairman, of course, has always motivated the members to follow the etiquettes, the decorum, saying that this is the House of Elders as well.
Yeah, this is also very important, because the Honorable Chairman, and by his own conduct also, he has been saying that I never came when I was an MP, or when I was in the politics, I never came to the well of the House. And therefore, he has been telling everybody that your job is to participate in the discussions and not to disrupt it. You have to discuss, decide, and not disrupt. That is his famous quote. And somehow this message from him, and also our Honorable Deputy Chairman, who is very particular about the functioning of the House. So, that has message has gone down, I presume, and because of that, the participation is much more sound now, very focused, and more numbers are participating in the discussions and in other parliamentary tools as well.
And also, this was the first time that Parliament functioned on Saturday and Sunday without a break.
Yes, we worked on Saturday, Sunday, and the members also worked. Initially, we thought that there will be a resistance to that, but there was none. In fact, most of the members were attending the House, except those of course, who because of the health reasons and because of the conditions prevailing in their states could not come to Delhi, except those who came here were almost regularly attending all the meetings, all the sessions of the Parliament, and participating in all the activities, be the business of government bills, be the business of question hour, be the business of 0 hour, special mention, everything.
So, it was probably for the first time during the COVID pandemic that we saw a congregation of this kind. How difficult were to put these COVID protocols in place to ensure that people follow them?
Yes, I must mention that this time we also ensured that all the members, in fact, not only the members of the Parliament, even every staff, including me, including the Honorable Chairman, the Deputy Chairman, everybody who the journalists, everybody who entered the Parliament precincts, inside the chamber, they have to take a test, and the test will have to be the RT-PCR, not the rapid antigen test, and that too, the test which has been taken 72 hours before the time of the start of the business. So, we started at 3 p.m. on 14th September. So, the report has to be 3 days before from 3 p.m. and before that, any report before that time, that date was not acceptable, and 100%, including all the ministers, including all the MPs, everybody's test, either they had the test done here or in the recognized centers outside, or they had got it done from the state on that day, which is 3 p.m. of 11th September 2020.
So, Chairman also held regular meetings with the officials of Health Ministry, Home Ministry, DRDO, ICMR. What were the meetings like? What were the main decisions that were taken and then followed?
One was this, like for example, that 72 hours before the time of the start of the session, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, as you know, started at different times and they worked at different hours. So, one was this, that they had to get the test done. Then they were given some tools also to help them in maintaining social distancing and not touching objects which they are not required to touch. They also provided masks, they also brought the mask, and every member was told to have the masks on face masks on even when they were speaking. So, initially some members felt uncomfortable and they thought that it is difficult to speak with the masks on, but later everybody got used to it, and everybody including me and the chairman, we were speaking with the masks on. So, that was one precaution which was maintained, and as you yourself mentioned about the oath taking, similar precautions were made about the members when they were participating in this debates, when they were coming to the parliament. They had, in fact, so much precaution was taken that while taking oath, they have to get into the podium from one entry and exit it from the other point. Similarly, in the parliamentary building, you have to enter from one point and exit from the other gate, so that there is no crossing of each other while somebody is entering or somebody is exiting. So, the precautions were taken very immaculately and very precisely, so that there is no incidence of spread of COVID. There is no possibility.
Certainly, sir, and I can vouch for it, because even in the media gallery, the precautions were impeccable. But sir, of course, you said that we are almost ready with all the arrangements. We understand that several COVID candidates or the vaccine candidates are in race. But for instance, if we do not find a solution, are we ready to hold next sessions? What is your take?
Yes, in fact, the next session, even if we have a vaccine and even if things come in control, but we still be in the shadows of COVID, and that is, I do not think, because the next session is winter session or the budget session, or maybe the combination of both, but whatever it be, this will have to be, because the budget session starts somewhere in the end of Jan. So, it is presumed that we will continue with precautions in the parliament and outside the parliament even till that period. So, we have decided to continue, in fact, all the arrangements that we have made in the house, like members speaking from the galleries, all those facilities will continue. There are some things which we have in fact installed permanently, like the listening facility there, the interpretation facility that you can hear to listen to. So, all those have been permanently provided. So, that has added in fact some infrastructure to our system. So, as and when it is open to the public sitting even in the last benches in the galleries, they can listen to the discussions which are going on in their languages. In interpretation would be available for them also. So, that has been a take which is from this session and the arrangements which have been made, and also some of the facilities which we have provided on rent just to economize on the expenditures, that will only the equipments will be returned, and when the session is organized, those equipments will again be taken on hire, and we will continue with the same arrangements.
So, finally, sir, we are all set for the new normal?
Yes, as I told you that we decided to have this new normal as our normal. So, there is new normal has become our normal, and our normal will continue till normalcy returns.
Right. On that note, thank you so much for this erudite conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.